All right, everybody, buckle up. Welcome to our deep dive into today's AI news. You ready to unpack the latest from the awesome folks at AI for the People?
Let's go.
Okay, awesome. So we've got a supercharged mix of startup news, big tech updates, and, we might even dip our toes into some, seriously mind-bending concepts a little bit later.
Love those.
I know, right? It's going to be good.
Sounds good.
So what I think is, so fascinating about today's AI news is how much more accessible it's becoming.
Yeah.
It used to be, only the tech giants had the resources to play in this space.
Yeah.
But now we're seeing tools and innovations that are specifically aimed at leveling the playing field for, smaller players.
Definitely. And that's what's exciting about it.
Yes, I am here for that. So speaking of shaking things up, let's start with AIAgentOne.
Okay.
They're all about making AI development smoother, faster, especially for developers who might not have massive teams or budgets.
Mm-hmm.
What's got you buzzing about them?
Well, they just dropped this new integration that's really turning heads.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's designed to supercharge AI processing speeds.
Which could be a total game changer. Think about it.
Yeah.
If you can cut down development time and costs significantly, AI suddenly becomes a realistic option for a much wider range of businesses and creators.
Right. It's like we talk about AI revolutionizing everything. But if building these models takes forever and costs a fortune, that revolution's kind of stuck in the starting blocks.
Yeah.
This could be a real kickstart.
Exactly. And it's not just about making things faster. It's about making AI more accessible to the people who have brilliant ideas, but maybe lack the resources to bring them to life.
Right.
AIAgentOne is putting powerful tools into the hands of the dreamers.
Yeah.
And that's where real innovation happens.
Ugh, I love that. Okay, so we've got startups making waves now. Let's talk about a major player, OpenAI.
Yeah.
They just released o3-mini, and I'm hearing whispers that this could be a big deal for smaller companies. What's the scoop?
This is where it gets really interesting. OpenAI has always been at the forefront, but their high-powered models haven't always been within reach for smaller businesses.
o3-mini changes the game. It offers speed and efficiency specifically designed with tighter budgets in mind.
So what does this mean in practical terms? Can you paint me a picture?
Okay, imagine a two-person startup with a groundbreaking AI app idea.
Yeah.
Before o3-mini, they might have struggled to afford the processing power needed to make it a reality. Now OpenAI is handing them that power at a fraction of the cost. That's democratizing AI in action.
This feels like a major shift. It's like the tools that were once exclusive to the giants are now trickling down and empowering a whole new generation of innovators.
I agree.
Okay, and I can't talk about AI without mentioning NVIDIA. They're a powerhouse.
Yeah.
And their latest release is all about autonomous vehicles.
Oh, yeah. They just dropped a suite of AI tools specifically for simulating self-driving cars. Now, this might sound a little dry,
Okay.
but it's huge for the future of autonomous vehicles. We're talking about creating incredibly realistic virtual environments where engineers can test and refine their algorithms.
So instead of putting test cars on the road with all the real-world risks, they can run countless simulations in a safe, controlled space.
Exactly.
That seems like a no-brainer for making self-driving cars safer and more reliable.
Precisely. It's like giving engineers a hyper-realistic video game where they can put their self-driving algorithms through the ringer. And the more they can test and tweak in these simulations, the faster we'll see safe and reliable autonomous vehicles on the roads.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
So we've covered a lot of ground already. We've talked about startups shaking things up, big tech, making moves to democratize AI, and NVIDIA pushing the boundaries of autonomous vehicle safety. But there's so much more to explore.
Yeah, there is.
So let's take a quick break. And when we come back, we'll dive into some seriously mind-blowing topics like quantum AI and federated learning. Buckle up, everybody. It's about to get really interesting.
You know, it's amazing to think how far we've come. In just a few years, AI is no longer a futuristic concept. It's here.
It's here.
It's changing rapidly, and it's affecting almost every part of our lives.
Absolutely. And what's so exciting is that it's not just about, making machines smarter. It's about how AI can help us humans do more, think bigger, solve problems we couldn't before.
Right.
It's like having a superpower.
I like that, superpower. To use the superpower responsibly, though,
Yes.
we need to think about developing and using AI ethically. That means considering things like bias fairness and making sure these systems are transparent and accountable.
That makes sense. We need to ensure AI benefits everyone, not just a select few. And we definitely don't want any unintended consequences.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, we talked about deepfakes earlier. AI-generated images and videos are getting so real, it's a bit unnerving.
It is a bit of a double-edged sword. This technology has amazing potential for creativity, entertainment, and education, but it can also be used to mislead people and spread false information.
It's like we need to develop our own, AI detectors, become more critical thinkers, and not just believe everything we see online.
Exactly. We need to be aware of the potential for manipulation and be able to tell what's real and what's not. It's a challenge, but a crucial one if we want to harness the power of AI for good.
Okay, let's shift gears for a minute.
Yeah.
And dive into something we briefly mentioned, quantum AI.
Okay.
It sounds like something straight out of Star Trek.
It kind of does.
Can you break it down for me? What makes quantum computers so different from the ones we use every day?
Okay, think of it this way. Your laptop uses bits, which are like tiny switches that can be either on one or off, 0.
Okay.
But a quantum computer uses qubits, which are like switches that can be both on and off at the same time.
Wait, hold on. They can be both 0 and 1 at the same time?
Yeah.
How does that even work?
It's mind-bending, right?
It is. Help me understand how this leads to faster computation.
Okay, so essentially a regular computer tackles problems one step at a time.
Okay.
A quantum computer, with its qubits in multiple states, can explore many possible solutions simultaneously.
So it's not just about speed. It's about approaching problems in a completely different way.
Exactly. It's like having a massive team of superpowered calculators working on the problem all at once. This makes them perfect for things like optimizing complex systems or simulating molecules for drug discovery, tasks that would take classical computers years, if not centuries.
Whoa, that's incredible.
Right.
It sounds like quantum AI has the potential to revolutionize so many fields.
It absolutely does. And it's important to remember quantum AI isn't about replacing the AI we use today. It's more like a new tool in the toolbox, one that excels at different kinds of tasks.
So it's not a competition, but rather a collaboration. Each type of AI bringing its own strengths to the table.
You got it. They complement each other, allowing us to tackle even more complex problems and find solutions we never thought possible. Now, before we wrap up this part of our deep dive, let's circle back to a theme that keeps popping up: accessibility.
Right. We've seen how companies like AIAgentOne and OpenAI are making AI tools and technologies more accessible to a broader range of users.
Yeah, and this is crucial. We need to ensure everyone benefits from AI, not just the big players, giving individuals and smaller organizations access to these powerful tools is key to fostering innovation and solving problems at all levels.
It's like giving everyone a chance to use that AI superpower we talked about.
Exactly.
But access to tools isn't enough.
Yes.
We also need education.
Yes.
As AI becomes more integrated into our lives, everyone needs a basic understanding of how it works.
Absolutely. We need to equip future generations with the knowledge and skills to navigate this rapidly evolving landscape. And it's not just about learning how to code or build AI systems, it's also about fostering critical thinking skills, encouraging creativity, and promoting a sense of responsibility for the technologies we create.
It's about making sure AI is used ethically and for the benefit of everyone, not just a select few. So collaboration, accessibility, and education seem to be the key themes emerging from our deep dive so far.
Yeah. Those themes are spot on. It's like we're laying the groundwork for a future where AI is a force for good, empowering everyone to create positive change. And speaking of positive change, let's talk about how this AI revolution is actually making a difference in the real world.
Right. We've talked about the cool tech and the potential, but now let's get down to brass tacks. How is AI being used to solve problems and make a difference in people's lives right now?
Well, it's happening across so many fields. One area where AI is making huge strides is healthcare. We already touched on it briefly, but let's dig a little deeper. Imagine a world where AI helps doctors diagnose diseases earlier and more accurately.
That sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie. But is that really happening now?
It is AI-powered image analysis tools are being used to detect things like cancer in medical scans, often with greater accuracy than human radiologists. Think about what that means for early detection and treatment.
That's a game changer. It's like having an extra set of incredibly sharp eyes scanning for any potential problems. Are there other ways AI is being used in healthcare?
Absolutely. AI-powered chatbots are being used to provide round-the-clock support to patients.
Oh.
They can answer questions, schedule appointments, and even offer personalized health advice based on individual needs.
This is amazing. It could be a lifeline for people in remote areas or those who have difficulty accessing traditional healthcare. It's like having a virtual health assistant in your pocket. What about drug discovery? Is AI really making a difference there?
It's still early days, But the potential is huge. AI is being used to sift through mountains of data, genetic information, clinical trial results, scientific papers, to identify promising drug targets and accelerate the development of new therapies.
So potentially we could see life-saving treatments develop much faster thanks to AI.
Exactly. And it's not just about developing new drugs. AI can help personalize treatment plans based on a patient's unique characteristics, optimize clinical trials, and even predict patient outcomes with greater accuracy.
It sounds like AI is reshaping healthcare in ways we could only dream of a few years ago. But let's not forget, AI isn't just about serious stuff like healthcare and self-driving cars. It's also about making our everyday lives easier and more enjoyable, right?
Absolutely. We encounter AI every day, often without even realizing it. Think about the recommendations you get on your favorite streaming platform or the navigation app that helps you avoid traffic jams. That's AI at work, making things smoother and more personalized.
And behind the scenes, AI is quietly working its magic in areas like supply chain management, manufacturing processes, and even education, creating personalized learning experiences for students.
It's mind-boggling to think about how AI is woven into the fabric of our lives.
Yeah.
And as AI continues to evolve, we can expect even more creative and innovative applications to pop up.
We can't wrap up this deep dive without talking about the intersection of AI and creativity. We touched on Stability AI's work with image generation earlier, but there's so much happening in this space. It's like AI is becoming an artist.
It's fascinating, isn't it? We're seeing AI compose music,
Yeah.
write poetry, even create stunning visual art. It's blurring the lines between human and machine creativity.
It makes you wonder, what does it mean for a machine to be creative? Can AI truly express emotions or capture the essence of the human experience in its art?
Those are deep questions we're only beginning to explore. But one thing is clear. AI is expanding our understanding of what art can be and who can create it.
So maybe it's not about AI replacing artists, but about giving us new tools and inspiring us to push creative boundaries in ways we never thought possible.
Exactly. It's about collaboration.
Yeah.
And pushing the limits of human imagination.
Okay, as we come to the end of our deep dive, I want to bring it back to something we've touched on throughout ethical responsibility. With all this amazing potential, how do we ensure AI is used for good and benefits all of humanity?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? It requires a constant and conscious effort. We need open conversations about the ethical implications of AI, involving everyone from developers and policymakers to everyday users like you and me.
We need to establish clear guidelines and ensure these systems are fair, unbiased, and accountable. It's about weaving ethical considerations into the very fabric of AI development.
It's not about hindering progress. It's about steering AI in a direction that benefits all of us.
Well said. So as we wrap up our AI news journey, I think the key takeaway is AI has the power to reshape our world in incredible ways.
But it's up to us to guide its development and ensure it's used for the betterment of humanity.
And that's why it's so important to stay informed, have these conversations, and be active participants in shaping the future of AI. What's your take on all these advancements? What excites you the most?
Well, it's a wild ride, and it's just the beginning. We're on the cusp of something truly remarkable. And it's up to all of us to ensure AI is a force for good.
Couldn't have said it better myself. And remember, the conversation doesn't end here. Keep exploring, keep asking questions, and keep pushing for an AI-powered future that benefits everyone. A huge thanks to @AI for the people for the fantastic news roundup that sparked this deep dive. Make sure to give them a follow for your daily dose of AI insights. Thanks for joining us, everyone.